Okay, so again, we are continuing with our live code completion task. Now, we're going to be looking at each individual pupil in the program's percentage mark. Okay, now the highest mark in the test in this scenario is 60. So what we're going to be looking at is the pupil's mark being a percentage of the number 60. Now, the first thing we have to do is make sure we're on our program, and again, we need to create and then initialize our percentage marks. Okay, so we're going to be looking at creating an array up at the top. I'm going to call mine array percentage because I feel like that's a descriptive name. Okay, so we have created our array percentage. Okay, now we have to initialize it. We're going to put it within the fixed loop already within our initialization because we're going to assume that classes can't have any more than 30 pupils. So we're going to put and then 0 into array percentage and then loop. We put it in the loop part. We use the loop to go through every index in the array percentage, ensuring that every index is made 0 and left is empty. Okay. Now, to calculate the percentage, we're going to go down into our main fixed loop where it says calculate percentage mark and store it in the array, and we are going to put, and we're going to use the mark given at the time by the user, but we're going to put it within a set of circular brackets. Now, the reason for this is because when we want to calculate the percentage, we need the current mark to be divided by 60 before we multiply it by 100. Now, that is how you calculate an average. So you're looking at their mark divided by 60, which is the highest mark you can get. Then we're going to multiply it by 100, and then we're going to store it in the array percentage at index loop. Okay, so that line of code there is taking the mark that's just been entered by the user, it's been validated to be between 0 and 60, dividing it by the total mark available for the test, and we're multiplying it by 100 to get the percentage. Okay, that when this loop is finished for every pupil in the array, then we will have an array full of the percentage marks of the pupils. Okay, now in our display, we're not going to put it in its own individual section. We're going to use the fixed loop that's already there, and we're going to add the array percentage after the array mark. Okay, now we are going to put a tab in so we can separate our headings across, just like we did up in the display, the table headings. Okay, so tab, and we're going to put in array percentage and loop. Now, if we left that like that, then we might find that our percentage is set to, could have lots of decimal places. Okay, now we want to display it to 2 decimal places. Okay, so here, before array percentage, we are going to use the predefined function called round. Now, if you put round and then circular brackets encompassing the array, then you are taking the number in that index and you are rounding it to the nearest decimal place. Now, we want it to display to 2 decimal places, so after the name of the array, we put a comma and we put the amount of the number of the decimal places that we want. In this situation, we want 2. So here we are using the predefined function round. We are rounding the number stored in array percentage loop, and we are rounding it to 2 decimal places. Okay, so when we display that number, it will display to 2 decimal places. Okay.